And like I mentioned, this is a really great chapter and a great area, the psychology and the coaching and communication side of things that are these first couple of chapters for you guys to do some additional reading, some additional growth and learning in beyond the course. And a great book that we've recommended for you guys and definitely had an impact on me early on in my coaching career was Switch. And this is a book by the Heath brothers, who have a lot of other content and information out there on social psychology and motivation. But this book really dives into what is it that helps people make change when change is hard, all right? Because for so many people with health and fitness, the eating patterns, our culture, everything that's been so ingrained in us up to a certain point, it's really tough to make transitions and changes there. And they use a metaphor in the book that I think is extremely powerful for understanding our role as a coach. And this metaphor is the elephant and the rider. And you guys can see sheerly, just even from the visual itself, the difference between the size of the elephant and the rider. And in this metaphor of human motivation, how we make decisions, why we do what we do in the world, is that we are emotional creatures. We're driven by emotion. And logic plays a role, but most times, many of our decisions day to day are not being driven solely by logic. And there's a relationship between the two. So the visualization of the elephant being the emotional side of our decision making, and the rider being the logical side. So right away you can start to get a picture of like, okay, well obviously sometimes, let's say we're in the jungle, and this is to me one of the better visualizations of our role as a coach. Now, as our client, their elephant and the rider, is navigating their way through the world, right? They're navigating their way through the jungle. There's going to be times along the path that we've worked together to create. There's going to be times along the path where there's going to be barriers and there's going to be distractions. All right, you can think of the distractions as like there's bananas in the trees off the trail, right? And if that elephant is really hungry and it sees those bananas, the rider can be saying all at once, it's not going to stop that elephant from going off the path, okay? All right, it's going to go off after those bananas and it's going to get them and then come back. All right, or maybe even, let's say there's like, a tree falling in the path. What is the role of a coach when it comes to this, right? We've got our client who's the elephant and the rider. And I think as a coach, the best thing that we can do is try to prepare them for the distractions in life, all right? Prepare them for the distractions so that the communication standpoint of, let's say someone's got the holidays coming up and knowing that food is going to be a big part of that. So creating a plan for not being hungry when they get there, for how to navigate still interacting with their family and eating food, but staying on track with their plans, or really maybe even just giving themselves permission to indulge a little bit. That's what coaches get to do. We're like the eagle in the sky, right? You can see the bananas ahead and prepare that elephant and the rider to not go off the path and get too distracted. And you may even see some pitfalls. As the eagle in the sky, maybe you see a fallen tree in the path, some sort of barrier that's going to be coming up in their life, vacation, whatever, and you can help them navigate the process. So I think the other piece of that is just knowing that we really need to get to know our clients' true motivators. And most times, those are not logical things, those are emotionally driven. So it's one thing when someone comes in and tells you, hey, I want to lose 20 pounds. And if you take that at face value, okay, cool, there's the logical answer. Well, like, why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Well, it's because that was the weight I was at whenever I felt my best. And okay, why did you feel your best, right? This sequence of asking questions, using these whys to get down to a little deeper motivator, just to understand, okay, that's what's really motivating them. It's more so that they don't feel comfortable playing with their kids on the beach. That's something that we can really start to work with more, and that's going to be a bigger motivator for this person long term. So anyways, this understanding of the elephant and the rider, I think it's a really great metaphor for understanding what it is that drives humans and drives action, and then thinking about how can we, as the eagle in the sky, help to make sure that we're helping them navigate the paths, we're helping them foresee the problems along the way so that they continue to go on this path long term.